bounds forward out of that vault. It's a much more difficult vault than we're going to see from Gabby. But if you don't perform for Marta Karolyi, you don't get the call.
So compare, Nastia, Gabby now to Gabby before.
Well, you know, I think watching her, it seems like a little bit of a different Gabby. And, you know, I think her skills are almost there. She's still not at full difficulty, as you'll see in this vault here, doing a little bit of a less difficult vault. Beautiful. Just a Yurchenko double full. She is capable of doing a 2.5 twisting Yurchenko.
She actually tried to do that a number of times in training in Glasgow and was not successful, but that right there is about as clean and as well done as it can be accomplished. And this is just the start that Marta Karolyi was looking for. Not the most difficult vault, but that will get it done out of the gates for sure.
3 gymnasts up, 3 scores count, 15.233. And here's a gymnast I know you like very much, Nastia, Maggie Nichols.
Maggie has been one of my favorites this year.
Does that tricky vault, adds that extra half turn, and it brings in a whole lot of potential scoring. Actually can max out at a 16.3. What makes it so hard is this last half turn. She really has to fight to get that around, but puts it to her feet.
Same.
Oh, another high score, 15.466.
And you know, this event, vaulting, has been where Team USA has they've just crushed the competition. And to add a little bit of icing to the cake, I think the best vaulter in the world right now.
Besides the landing, I mean, that is just as good as anybody can do that vault.
Just so much power. She is a dynamo. She rockets, gets her arms back like crazy so she can get a great jump off of them. Body flies in the air. As Nastia said, though, the only thing missing is this little bit of a hop forward. But that's a 1/10 hop. Is going to get a great score.
Oh, huge. 15.966. So Team USA sets the bar very, very high. Can the world keep up? And by the way, how complicated are the next 10 months going to be in the life of Simone Biles? We're just getting started in the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships presented by AT&T. The World Gymnastics Championships are presented by AT&T and brought to you by Pantene, strong is beautiful. By Kellogg's, see you at breakfast. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Okay, so what's the response of the world going to be? Team USA, we watched them put up 3 really good scores, high into the 15s. And now we continue with Russia and China coming up.
Well, Russia is definitely not nearly as strong on vault than the Americans were, and their difficulty is a little bit lower. We'll see here, starting with Kolmova.
She's trying to do exactly what Gabby and Allie are doing, make it back to their second Olympic Games. And it's an okay vault. Really, when you get right down to it, we saw Gabby do the same thing. It has that lower potential score, but it's not a great vault. There were definitely some deductions there.
Tim, if I said that China peaked everything that the nation could do for Beijing, and now this is the aftermath, would I be wrong?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But, you know, they are tremendous on this event. She connects that. She has not done that since she's been at Worlds. Missed it in the qualifying. They were just so tremendous in 2008 and have not been able to get the formula right. They've always had great swingers on bars like this, but have really not put it together on floor and vaulting. But way better than we saw her do in the qualifying rounds and, to be honest, in a lot of the trainings.
Kolmova's score a 15.1, so not near the United States yet for Russia. Paseka.
And this is actually one of the very bright spots because this is so improved for Paseka. Really well done. I was so surprised when I saw her do this in training, just in one of the little small gyms. She looked just like that every day. She did this vault in 2012, which is the main reason she made the Russian Olympic team.
Meanwhile, we're seeing the vault from a lot of different angles, and it takes a little getting used to, and a huge number, 15.6 for Paseka. 3 up, 3 count, Afanaseva.
But this is where Russia takes a step back because they don't have 2 gymnasts doing that very difficult vault. She's going to do the same thing that Komova or Gabby Douglas did. Lower start value.
Which is a little interesting because normally for a team you want to put your anchor at the end, and they chose to put theirs in the middle.
Nice score for Shang Chun Song, 15.233. Not as high as the United States best.
You know, it's so amazing talking to these Chinese athletes after the qualifying. Each and every single one of them told me that they were extremely nervous. Some of them, basically, it sounded like they were petrified and not being able to deal with the emotions. Very close to the bar on that. They're very capable. Have struggled on floor and vault, as I said, but also haven't been able to deliver routines like this one right here. So out of the box, 2 routines for China. That's a very strong start for them. They look much better than they did in qualifying.
Meanwhile, the staging, the way it's lit in this arena, it's very dramatic.
It's like going to the theater, to be honest.
Afanaseva, 15.066. Fan Yilin, 15.266. These are nice scores. They're just not as high as the United States put up. Now China's last, Tan Shashin.
If they can get away with 3 big hits, beautiful transition. That will be a very big deal for China.
Typically you see that skill, Ginger, going the other way. It's interesting to see it done between the bar.
She did a super hard dismount in the qualifying rounds. It's not easy for her. It's a double twisting, double somersault in a laid out position, and she does not do it. And you know, that's a good call, in my opinion. You know, it was really hard for her. She didn't do it well in the prelims, so they go a little bit more conservative, but they get a solid hit, and they do exactly what you want to do in gymnastics. Gymnastics 101, fly high and stick the landing. That was beautiful.
So as China posts up a 15.133, we're surprised that Romania is not part of the championship picture. When we come back, you won't believe what happened to a country that's famous for being great. Figure skating's Grand Prix series moves north of the border as U.S. champion Ashley Wagner and Olympic silver medalist Patrick Chan take on the world's best, Skate Canada, tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern on NBC. Okay, so you look at the standings. Right now, the United States is in front. What's missing? It's women's gymnastics. Where is Romania? Tim and Nastia, what happened in qualifying to what they brought here to Glasgow?
Well, it was just shocking. You know, to imagine a team final without the Romanians is virtually impossible. But you watch right here. This is what it looked like all day long in qualifying. And it wasn't just one fall. This is Bulamar, finally back after lots of injuries. 2 falls in a routine, and their star, Yordaki, she's the 2nd best gymnast in the world right now. This is also Larissa. They just looked so completely out of their element.
So now, are they out of the Olympics?
Well, they're out as of right now. What they've got to do is in April, there's a pre-Olympic test event, and you see that right there. She's one of the best beam workers in the world. A test event where they will have to place in the top 4 for the 8 teams that will be there. It was just fall after fall like this. Never in my life would I have imagined to see a performance like that from Romania.
Nastia, is it like the flu? Does bad feed on bad and does good feed on good?
Well, as a professional athlete, you're kind of taught to, try to move on after every fall, and they just couldn't seem to do that. It kept getting worse by the event.
All right, so now back to China, trying to keep up with the United States.
Fan is going to have to do a little bit better than she did in prelims. Not a good score, only a 13.833. Big pass right there. That was gorgeous. Here's another place where China really shines, but unfortunately, they have also, as of late, been very error-prone.
But when they do hit their routines, I mean, they are just beautiful.
But Nastia, this routine seems to me as though it's stunt, stunt, stunt. There's not a lot of great connection. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. 2.5 twists, not as difficult as some of the other dismounts, but yeah, it seemed like it just didn't quite flow as some of the other gymnast beam routines do. I mean, the skills were great. They were, not too many wobbles and too many deductions, but something was missing.
Spiridonova on the uneven bars. First look at her.
And she actually has the top score in the competition. There are individual event finals at these Worlds. Beautiful, and she was supposed to connect right there into that skill. She chose not to do that. That'll cost her some tenths. But like I said, she had the highest score in qualifying. Dismount and combination, a very strong routine for Russia.
We're in mid-rotation now. It's really hard to compare scores and see who's where. Team USA will be coming up on these uneven bars.
A little bit low there. You see you want to land completely on top of the bar on that pirouette.
Score update. Again, each apparatus is so different. Young.
She really is a little powerhouse.
I mean, physically, how do you compare her to a Gabby Douglas? You can't.
Well, I'll tell you, she is one powerful kid. And she's young. She's a new face. They wanted to get her some experience. Coach Wang Yubin said before Rio, watch this here. Front with a half. Oh, very well done. Now what? Do another huge leap right here. They've been so tentative on these connections, though. This is very difficult. Round off layout. She really does it like she's on the floor, but has had a number of problems. Holds on. Another front flip right here. Oh. Wow. She's a tremendous beam worker.
You could almost feel that coming, though.
Yeah. I don't think it was that she was off to the sides, which is usually the case. She just looked like she was a little bit under-rotated, opened her body.
Compared to those first two skills, the skill that she fell on wasn't nearly as difficult as the other two.
Big dismount. She does this very, very well. Triple twist. Nicely done. Just that step forward on the landing, but you see a crack forming in China, and can they get back on track?
Tim, you may have just had the understatement of gymnastics. There's a Chinese gymnast, and she's young.
Yeah, she's very tiny too, I'll tell you. But
as you said, Tim, she almost didn't even seem quite off until she was off the beam. Maybe she did have an under rotation.
Spiridonova, 15.141.
she actually had a qualifying score of a 15.466. So remember that connection. She didn't go from the high bar to the low bar and right back up again, and that cost her some tenths.
Komova on the uneven bars. Again, Team USA coming up on this apparatus.
She had the second highest score in the qualifying round, so she'll compete for an individual medal.
Beautiful connections.
When she brings her legs inside of the bars, very difficult skills, gets a lot of extra bonus. Unbelievable. Looks like she's a little confused on what to do. She just doesn't make it over the top on that pirouette, but you do another half turn and you continue.
You know, I think that was something that we are always taught is no matter what, you have to finish. Huge hop on that landing. Finish your routine under any circumstances.
Lowest score we've seen so far, 13.3 for Wang Yan.
And that's going to hurt, especially in this team final format when three girls are up and all three scores have to count.
Komova, also a Russian disaster, 14.
That's a pretty darn good score for that routine right there.
So, the uneven bars remain the focus at the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships presented by AT&T after this. Glasgow, Scotland, the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships presented by AT&T. Nastia, looking what separates Maggie Nichols?
Well, just the way that she performs. Her lines are beautiful, a little bit taller than the other gymnasts, but on an event like the uneven bars, so pretty to watch. And you see her feet are glued together.
Tim, big opportunity here for Team USA.
Without a doubt. No question. You know, there was some controversy because she didn't get to do the all-around, didn't do this event in the qualifying, but a beautiful double layout stick. And because she didn't get to do that event, she didn't have the opportunity to advance to the all-around finals.
And now Ellie Downey of Great Britain. What happened on the uneven bars for her?
Well, she's typically very strong on this event, but did not do what she was hoping to do. Straight from the beginning, she was a little bit off there. Huge connection, but just misses the bar completely.
We'd all love nothing better if the team from Great Britain could recreate just a little bit of what we felt in London at the Olympics.
Exciting times for that program. Ellie actually has an older sister that's been around in gymnastics for a long time, competed with you, Nastia, in 2008.
Sure did.
And Ellie got to do gymnastics because her mom would be taking her sister to the gym and couldn't control Ellie, and so they said, I guess we'll try gymnastics for her too.
Must be pretty special to be able to compete at a World Championships with your sister.
The British men in 2012 won that bronze medal. It was so electric in that arena. And you kind of get the same feeling here for the British women, there is, you know, it is jam-packed in here. And it just feels like, you know, something magical could happen.
Both the women's and men's program have just been on such a rise since London.
Well, a really nice 2.5. I don't know if the judges are gonna say she maintained a long enough presence on that stick or not, but very, very good routine, and another great exercise for this British team.
Maggie Nichols and Team USA getting set. She got a 14.8. Now Gabby Douglas gets set.
Nice release. She did not connect this in the qualifying, and she gets it there.
Beautiful low bar work. Some consider a little bit trickier to do on the low bar.
I've actually never seen anybody but her do that. Double laid out somersault.
She's at a different level.
Well, it's completely calm. Just, it's like there's no panicking at all. I guess that comes from being an Olympic all-around champion.
14.133.
Madison Koshin anchoring the team on the uneven bars.
She has also qualified for the event finals. I think
Missed
she
that
has
connection there as well.
Yeah. Right here, back up though, beautifully done. Just flies on that.
Tim, what can you explain about what Marta Caroli, who runs Team USA, has done with strategy in terms of who goes when and who goes where?
Well, actually, this is the only event Maddie is doing in the team finals. And really, she punched her ticket to Glasgow with that great routine because of the uneven bars, and really the uneven bars alone.
Thanks. Great fighting, Maddie. That was good. Good job. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Now Rebecca Downey.
Very, oh golly, beautiful combination. You don't see that done, frankly, because it's really hard. Great Britain has been on fire. Just the dismount here, and another great routine for this team. Wow.
Well, Great Britain may be onto something. Koshin score of 15.3. That should keep the team representing the United States on top as we move to the third rotation. This is the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships presented by AT&T. Glasgow, Scotland, and the halfway point of the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships presented by AT&T. And the United States is rolling. Russia in second, China well back in third, Canada hopeful, so is Great Britain. This is a home game for them. Now, Allie Raceman of Team USA is trying to make it back to the Olympic Games. It's one of the most daunting things a gymnast can try and do.
Didn't have her best competition in the qualifying round. She fell off of the uneven bars. didn't make that all-around final. She did say she feels stronger than she did in 2012 and trusts herself more and believes in herself.
But yeah, she was just devastated after day one. She said, I feel like I just want to go die in a hole.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like I let my team, Marta, my coaches down. Called it the worst meet of her entire life. And because of that performance, she did not start the team off on vault, which I'm sure was the plan going in for Marta Karolyi. She was so shaky. She was shaky on floor. She had to fall on bars and ran out of her vault in day one. But I'll tell you what, if you are a betting man and you put money down against Allie Raceman, in my opinion, you are a foolish person, because she is one tough customer. Very big dismount here. It's called a Patterson. Nicely done. That is major redemption for this young lady right here. She felt like she had let everybody down. Great fight right there. As you can see, not perfect on the landing.
Here's that difficult dismount. As you said, the Patterson, named after 2004 Olympic champion Carly Patterson.
14.266.
And she looks calm right now, but there's no way she could have been calm on that beam routine, especially after the problems she had in the first day. Oh, beautiful. Her most challenging skill comes up right here. It's still new for her. Makes it look so easy. That's a lot of people do that front flip, but when you add that half turn.
Combination coming up, 3 skills in a row.
That was great. And you know, Simone has told me on numerous occasions she's so frustrated with beam because she says that she actually does this better than any other event, but she never can put that great routine together under the biggest moments. But I'll tell you, so far, this has been virtually error-free. Just got the huge dismount here. Wow.
I mean, you don't need to know anything about gymnastics to know how good that was.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so difficult. And the thing, you know, gymnastics, you want to do the hardest stuff in the world, and this is the hardest stuff, but you want to do it and make it look effortless, and she does that. That's the best routine I can remember Simone doing on beam ever.
And she'll go for a 3rd all-around world title on NBC tomorrow. And now back to Great Britain, and if they're going to make a move onto the podium, the time is now.
And, you know, Claudia told me coming in that the major goal was just to be in the top 8 to qualify for the Olympic Games.
double layout at the very end of your floor routine is not easy.
Big routine. She turned 18 just a couple days ago. She said, my present is a ticket to Rio. They've already secured that, and now they're looking to do more damage. Her dismount, like Nastia said, very difficult at the end of her routine. She was in the American Cup this year and did that dismount, basically landed on her stomach. So she's gotten a lot better.
So yeah, 14.733. Boy, they're so into it. You can feel a little momentum building. Team USA riding the wave. Simone Biles, a huge 15.2. Their ranking right now is #1 in the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships presented by AT&T on NBC. In Glasgow, the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships, and some major mistakes by China and Russia have allowed the United States to grab a big lead here. But of course, China and Russia have to expect that something could happen badly for Team USA as well. So on they compete.
And this is a great routine. Like I said, she makes the team because of floor and vaulting. Certainly, she had that fall on beam. Let's see if she can recover. Very nice. Double twisting, double somersault. Well, super difficult and very well done. That is jam-packed. Did that double-double right off the top, and then the second pass loaded up with difficulty.
The Chinese have typically been great on the uneven bars and the balance beam, and now are finally starting to get up there on the floor exercise as well.
So now the Russian dilemma. Tim, what's it like when Seda Tutalian has fallen, and now Karenkova, you're the next one, and you know you've already absorbed a hit?
Yeah, it's absolutely devastating. I mean, there are no scores thrown out, and it puts incredible pressure on this young lady and Komova, who will follow her. Big tumbling run, very nicely done. A little bit careful there. They should not give that connection. Actually, she's doing a really nice job. She is the current European champion on balance beam. Oh my. Unreal.
Probably the easiest skill in her entire routine.
And that is 2 falls for the Russian team on beam. We saw the fall on the uneven bars. This routine was going great up until that point, and just probably was thinking a little bit too far ahead, because that should have been a big number for Russia, and that is devastating for them. So a simple full spin with her leg at horizontal.
So major shift here. Romania out of the top 8. China hanging on. Russia stumbling. Great Britain, their antenna are up right now. A 13.533. Can't console Maria Karenkova right now.
Next is
You know, Al, I hate to be the bearer of bad news in warm-ups. Just a couple of moments ago, she struggled on skills just like that. And she also came off the beam. Wasn't really even close on her major element. Come a little bit later. Just very tentative. Here we go. This is called an Arabian. She came off in warm-ups and again. And that is 3 falls for Team Russia. And that is nearly unrecoverable. I'm dumbfounded here.
Definitely a different Komova than we have seen in the last few years. She is the Olympic silver medalist in the all-around, as well as the team, and this is also not the team that we are used to seeing from Russia.
But, you know, in the warm-ups, she did that Arabian, and she just jumped off, you know, complete deadpan face. Didn't look like she was angered about it or anything. Didn't have a major fight on it. It was a good recovery, but a little too little, a little too late on that routine. I can't believe 3 Russians up and 3 falls. Here's that Arabian, and you see the shoulders, hips, feet are all off to the right-hand side, almost from the get-go on that. A lot of times that happens from twisting as you're leaving the beam instead of squaring it up.
So I'd love to know what a great Russian champion like Svetlana Horkina is thinking right about now.
Oh, jeez. I can imagine they're furious. Not just Svetlana, but lots of them. It's really tricky right here. 3.5 twists. Great. Everything but the kitchen sink in this pass right here.
Oh. Don't expect to see such tumbling from such a tiny little gymnast. A step out of bounds there. But by the time that out of bounds had been done, they had established a great routine on floor, and China doing their job.
Russia's in serious trouble here in terms of the medals. 13.3 for Komova. We head to the final rotation in Glasgow, Scotland, the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships. Blind Spot is the breakout hit of the season, and Monday one man could hold the key to her tattoos if they can get him out alive. New Blind Spot, Monday, 10, 9 Central, after The Voice on NBC. Back at the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships presented by AT&T, the United States has a huge lead over China, much slimmer over Russia. Japan and Great Britain would love to knock on the door, but we're down to the final rotation.
But you got to look at where people are going. And Great Britain, for example, is going to women's vault, which is by far the highest scoring event in gymnastics for the women. I'm actually surprised that Russia hadn't dropped even further. Very nice, clean vault from Wang.
You don't see too many people doing that Tsukahara double twist.
And I got to be honest with you, when I first got to Glasgow and I saw her in training do this vault, well, I never saw her do that vault. I saw her vault a number of times, and I thought there is no way that she can do that. But she surprised me in day one, and she surprised me again because she's so tiny, and to generate that power for a little person like that is very challenging.
Seda Tutalian of Russia. She had a stumble earlier. Russia trying to hang on.
Well, it was a nice floor routine, especially after the devastation that was balance beam for Team Russia. She's gaining some valuable experience. She was actually the 2014 Youth Olympic Game champion. Very good gymnast, has a bright future, but maybe needs just a little bit more time.
Back to China on the vault.
She's going to do the same vault we saw from Komova or Gabby Douglas. It's a double twisting, laid out Yurchenko. Very nicely done, super clean in the air. Just that hop back on the landing.
The United States will finish on the floor.
She adds a nice little arm flare at the end.
Yeah. I tell you, compared to day one, and you see the 15.2 there, compared to day one, this was a totally different Chinese team. So much more calm, so much more relaxed.
You know, it's interesting watching the Russians, for example, the Chinese in training compared to the American team. What you basically see the Americans train is what they're going to compete in. Very different stories for the other teams. You know, in their trainings, they're not always as structured as the American team and sometimes not as disciplined, and they don't always perform their full routines. So when you see them at competition, you're sometimes shocked at what they can actually do.
Well, she qualified for the event finals on this, and she's a two-time Olympian, but wants desperately to make it back to her third. She doesn't want to just get there. She wants to be the captain again.
So the Chinese wait and the Russians wait for the crunch of the numbers. The United States goes for the clincher after this in Glasgow. In Glasgow, Russia 14.5. Numerous stumbles along the way. See how things shake out here between Russia and China and people who could move into the picture, like Claudia Fragapane of Great Britain. They need big hits here, though.
There's the potential for it, that's for sure. And it was a good vault, a little bit sloppy in the air.
And on that landing, you saw she piked down a little bit and had a few steps.
But if there's a place, I said this before, if there's a place where you can make up a lot of ground, it's vault. You saw Russia in that second spot. They just have to sit and wait, though.
Nastya, Team USA has to love finishing on Florex.
It's definitely their favorite. I mean, it's the preferred rotation to go, of course, and here's Maggie. Beautiful.
First World Championships, such tremendous composure. She's the only one, remember, of the U.S. team. Not even the world champ, Simone Biles, did not do the all-around today.
You know what, guys, I think back to the first time we see, say, a Maggie Nichols or a Nastya. And Tim, we talk about Marta's looking for what is this gymnast going to give you on the big stage. And this is what you got.
Yeah, and she sure did go big on the first time she's ever really been in a meet of this caliber.
That's a number to smile at, 14.833 on the vault. We stay with the Brit story, Amy Tinkler.
Same vault, little bit better, little cleaner.
$15 for Maggie Nichols.
Come on, Allie, you can do it. Come on, Allie.
Just so impressed with her composure.
Reigning Olympic champion on the floor exercise. Didn't do her best in the qualifying round on this event. So
No, but that Olympic moment was awesome.
it absolutely was. Brand new floor routine.
So this pass has everything in it. She went out of bounds in qualifying, though. Oh.
That's the Aly Raisman that we are used to seeing, the one we saw in London at the Olympic Games.
Come on now!
15.083.
And I'll tell you, the British, they are coming.
I think that's been said before.
Oh my gosh, it's electric in here. See what the sis can do. A very clean vault, lots of power, lots of height.
She needs a 14.717 to pass Russia.
And I think she's going to get it. I mean, a little bit of pike down on that landing, but very powerful.
And got it.
That is unbelievable. GB has moved in front of the Russian team.
Tim, this is their version of Lake Placid.
Absolutely. Wow.
Nice score for Aly Raisman. The United States is holding off their celebration. Wow.
Still can't get over Russia falling 3 times on balance beam.
And not showing any anger.
Yeah, you open the door and a team that is young, a team that is determined, like Great Britain, steps through that door.
And the United States has Babe Ruth to finish the deal. That's going to do it. What an era in women's American gymnastics.
Without question, they have just won another world title.
That makes 4 straight won by the United States by more than 4 points in a sport where things are decided by hundreds. Great Britain has the bronze, but these women are headed home with the gold.
They're waiting for the score, for Simone's score. Well, they know it, though. And I'll tell you, they so much improved today, the Chinese. Looking to make it official right there.
Gabby Douglas and Aly Raisman know that's one huge step back to Rio in the Olympics next August. And at this event, you can certainly say that the United States travels well. But how about getting a medal when you weren't supposed to? That's pretty sweet for Great Britain. Russia is edged out off the podium. It's Team USA, it's China, it's Great Britain. When we come back, we'll hear from Simone Biles, and we'll recap what happened to the American men in the men's team final at the 2015 World Gymnastics Championships. The World Gymnastics Championships presented by AT&T are brought to you by Pantene. Strong is beautiful. By Hilton. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Team USA wins the gold medal. Simone Biles in the clinching and final spot on floor exercise. It's a feeling she and Team USA are used to.
Usually I'm used to being last, so it was nothing new, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be last. So I just go out there and have fun. This year I didn't know the score, but I thought if I did a pretty good routine, we would have it.
But they got a great future. They'll be hard to beat in Rio.
Join us tomorrow for more gymnastics. The women's all-around final featuring Olympic champion Gabby Douglas and Simone Biles looking to win her third straight title. That's at noon Eastern on NBC. Up next, Triple Crown winner American Pharoah seeks horse racing's first ever Grand Slam in what could be his final race. The Breeders' Cup World Championships next on NBC. For Tim Daggett and Nastia Lukin, I'm Al Troutwig. See you tomorrow on NBC.